Hey guys, it's Mo with Mornings with Mo, and we know why you are really here. It is Philip J. Fry, and I got him a new bone. So I figured I would show you kind of the pre setup. I have one of the new cat trees. So I am trying to figure out if I'm going to put the one that looks like a house or the one that looks like a traditional cat tree in this room for the pet station that I am creating for the, pet camera, as I am currently working on it. Since Mr. Mo hurt his leg and I'm trying to be more self-sufficient, I know why you're really here. It is for the fry. But you're going to be stuck with me for just a couple minutes since I am still working out how to figure out the dual camera thing since I downloaded Brave. I have done my tech thing for the week. I am trying to be all the self-sufficient since Mr. Mo is at the age where, you hurt yourself, but you're unsure as to how you hurt yourself in your sleep. So, unfortunately for him, he he is not sure what he did to his leg, so I am trying to not ask him to do all the things and do things for myself, so I downloaded Brave all by my own self. And I will be putting together one of the cat trees all by my own self, so that will be all the shenanigans all my own self. Good morning, Lady Autumn Sky and Eris and Kim and Chris and Reindeer and, Christine. We have, some fun stories, some gross stories, some interesting stories, and I will be putting up a poll because I do believe that we might possibly be getting the, Gareth Pursehouse story back. So I have a question for you lovely people. I can continue doing Mornings with Mo at about 8 o'clock, but I will have to film them around 6 a.m. in the morning and then they'll be recorded and they can go up at 8 a.m. Or I can do an evening show around 7 p.m. But I'll still need that lunch break just to do things around the house because I had considered doing a lunch like break show, but people still require clothes. Apparently, sending your kids to school naked is a bad thing. And if you're not a really famous YouTuber, apparently they will call CPS on you like after the 40th time or before the 40th time. So I will be putting a poll in my community thing because I do like finding these stories and having the interaction with y'all. So if you guys are amenable, I will either do a recorded stream that will still be about an hour long that will come on at 8 in the morning for you guys. But it will be recorded so there won't be the interaction kind of thing, or we will do a 7 p.m. kind of wrap up show where I'll find weird stories during the day. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find something, but I know most courts start at 9. Now, in those weird things where, we have those Pacific starting things, we should be fine to just have a live show. But yeah, oh, Sarah Boone is in court today. Oh, holy crap. We might be just doing that because I know she's got new letters. What is that train wreck of a woman doing? She is all the cray cray. Let's get into our first story. Yeah, I'll have to look up and see what she's actually doing. Is her current lawyer going into the witness protection program? Pray for this man. Yes, Feral housewife. Feral put it on my, oh gosh, Discord thingy, and I just need to look at them. I did not look at them last night. I was, family stuff, trying to be like a good mom and wife sometimes. Friberto, don't make me put you in the hat of shame. Your bone his bone is being unhelpful by not just going directly into his mouth. It has it has fallen out of his mouth and won't just get right back into his mouth, so he has to move to get it. And he feels very disgruntled by the whole thing. So he's now having to get out of his bed kind of like when you're being a chunky kid and, the little Debbie just rolls right out of your way. So, first world problems for Mr. Frybo. But in our first story, hello, cool frog. Thank you for joining this morning. We have reasons Mo will not go into the ocean, number 50,003. A school of 12-inch sharks were able to sink an inflatable 29-foot catamaran in the Coral Sea. Baby sharks attack. No, thank you. We already had a story earlier this week I covered where man goes into Earth's butthole or a cave, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, gets sick. Again, we have an instinctual need to stay out of small, dark places. I'm just saying, God put it there. Stay the hell out of. You'll notice all of these people are male. I'm not saying nothing, but I'm saying something. Baby sharks attack. Anyway, several small sharks about the size of a cigar are to blame for sinking a 29-foot catamaran this week, sparking a dramatic nighttime at sea rescue. The vessel's survivors say maritime authorities in Australia rescued three. It would be Australia. Could Can anything in Australia not kill you? Is something in Australia that wants to keep you alive? Is there anything? Um, I do have a flat roof. I often joke with my husband that we are on somewhat of a rise and we have a flat roof, and I'm just saying that I'm in the perfect position should the boogaloo spark off. And he says to me that I have spent way too many ti spent way too much time watching Dale Gribble stuff. Look, I have a treadle sewing machine. COVID done broke me. I have canned all the food groups. We don't go there. Maritime authorities in Australia rescued 3 sailors early Wednesday after officials said sharks attacked and sunk an inflatable catamaran in the Coral Sea. The sailing party, 2 Russians and 1 French national, were safely pulled from the ocean while on their way to northern Australia, our Australian city of Cairnsform. Oh, Vanuatu in the South Pacific, Australian Maritime Safety Authority reported. And there is a picture with a lot of Cyrillic. Yeah, everything everything in Australia. God was like, "You know what? We have an extra piece of land here. I'm gonna put everything I thought." He was like, "Noah, while you're at it, 2 of everything that'll kill you, and I'm gonna have you drop them off, yeah, right here. Now you go on, and I'll let you found this other place." One of the rescue sailors, Russian Yevgeny something foreign, told The Guardian cookie cutter sharks were responsible for sinking the sailboat. Cookie cutter sharks sound so cute. We must cannot confirm, but why would you have an inflatable catamaran? It just seems like you're asking God to send something sharp to poke it. It does. It seems like, you know what? Universe, please, I would like you to send something sharp and pointy to destroy my boat. Good morning, Jamie. Yes. This is not a good thing. We were not scared about our life. We were scared about finishing of the expedition, he told the outlet, adding that it was not the first time he'd come under attack by this species of shark. Dude, then why the F did you continue to take an inflatable float when you know baby sharks are going to attack you? I feel as though you are just taunting the universe at this point. Okay. Something foreign last name told the outlet he encountered them more than a decade ago in the Atlantic Ocean while ironically also on an inflatable vessel. Look, you've done been warned by the universe once not to take an inflatable dinghy into the Did you not watch? Okay, so let's see if we can inbigonate. These sharks were just like, "You put an inflatable dinghy in our." Also, don't smear your catamaran with bacon. Now stop, I don't wanna see about your wedding dress, ma'am, I don't really care. Yes, we can. Well, he sometimes gets that's I need to make him a little, basket. I have so much yarn, and if you double, triple up on a bunch of yarn, you can make little baskets. I need to make him a basket for all his toys. But, yeah, what is a cookie? Oh, no. No, no. I think that's one of those animals we should have left off the Noah's Ark. Nope. Those 2 should have The cookie cutter, according to Shark Research Institute, measures an average of 12 to 19 inches in length, has thick lips, and razor-sharp teeth used to attach itself to prey, leaving behind a crater-sized wound. Well, further confirms to me that I'll be staying in a pool to do my cookie cutter sharks generally live in the oceanic twilight zone at depths of 3,300 feet, eat fish, squid, and crustaceans. They usually only surface from the deep at night, the research institute said. Unlike other large sharks, including great whites known to reach lengths of 20 feet, the small cigar-shaped sharks typically do not attack people. Yeah, no. This is apparently this was a 2-day coordinated baby shark attack. Well, true, but I need to have a talk with, y'all, I just wanna tell you when I get into heaven, if I do, like, after I have my long wait in purgatory, I will have many questions, and I will ask God, "The cigar shark, why? Just why? That and mosquitoes and those and cicadas, like, why? Just why?" So, there will be a lot of questions. So, if you're behind me, I'm not gonna be in the 10 items or less line, I'm gonna be in, like, the 100,000,000 questions. Probably gonna still be behind Stephen Hawking, so, we'll just be waiting. I'm sure there'll be hopefully not Muzak, okay? We can all hope. In an Instagram post, the group wrote the sharks first attacked the boat on Monday, leaving the rear left ball of the catamaran damaged. In an emergency state, the travelers lasted for about a day. They managed to travel about 100 miles, the group wrote. Yeah. The crews issued an SOS, and about 45 minutes later, the catamaran was approached by a Panama flagged passing container ship. At that point, the group reported the captain decided to abandon the sinking catamaran at sea. The sinking ship radio beacon and a at-sea rescue, an alert from a radio beacon on the catamaran led rescue crews to the vessel at about 1:30 a.m. local time. You know, again, if you have been on a vessel that have already been attacked by these demon fish before a decade, look, you have seen Jaws. You saw what it did to that Sully guy. Never go back into the ocean. Never do that again, and yet he did. He continued to go back in the ocean. Hello, Twisted. You missed, creepy fish, but apparently baby sharks will attack you if you try to take an inflatable dinghy, which, going back to yesterday, I would have loved to have seen oh, yeah, it's Quint, not he'd have been like, we need a less inflatable boat." Why would you take an Yeah, just all the no for inflatable boats, possibly. Or we're gonna yeah, don't go in there. Unfortunately, we have a not great story too. Let's see here, we've got, as per usual, teachers behaving badly, but this is a famous TikTok teacher too, because of course it is. Uh, from The Mirror, US teacher and TikTok star arrested in Thailand. Again, I'm not for profiling people mostly, but if you are a single adult male and a TikTok star and you are going to Thailand for any reason, can we profile you? Asking for a friend. I'm just saying, we're profiling the heck out of parents going to, school board meetings and having posts and, meme lords. And, we're throwing people in prison for making funny memes on, Facebook. Yikes. Well, I'm staying on the sand. But then they have those weird sand, I call them sand cicadas or those weird sand crab monster things. Really, Jamie has the right idea. Stay in your house. Stay in your house where only your toaster can kill you. Yeah, it's almost a little tame, but US teacher and TikTok star arrested in Thailand for having smexy times with a teenager. Are we shocked? Well, at least and he's apparently saying he's number 1 or he's yeah, according to local police, US TikTok star and teacher Luke Rockwell was detained in Thailand for reportedly having smexy time with a juvenile and recording it. This is not a place for, criminal advice, but perhaps recording yourself while doing bad things is is not terribly smart. I don't know, but it possibly is bad because he's being detained by people in windbreakers, and when you're being detained by people in windbreakers, it's gotta be bad. Luke Rockwell was detained on Saturday in Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. The teacher was granted bail after making an appearance in court. Well, thank God he didn't have drugs, because if he had drugs, he'd be sentenced to death. I mean, if he was only, doing terrible things to a young child. It's almost like you wouldn't wanna have evidence. Sarah Boone, I'm looking at you. And apparently she will be in court today, so I will try to get a stream going on that. In between, I have, an unboxing of new cursey word mugs. I had to steal my mugs back from my daughters because my oldest one kept using the one that said, "This might be vodka." And so I said, "That's kind of inappropriate." You can use the one that says, uh, "Profanity is fan effing tastic," you know. The on Monday night, according to the girl's relative, the influencer exposed her to STDs, which made her ill, according to NBC. For F's sakes. For I hate dude, this is oh, he looks like a ugh. Well, this is the dude. Lock up your yeah, he looks like oh, you know what he looks like? He looks like one of those freaking cashiers that they put at Kroger when you're trying to buy booze. So you go to him thinking that he's old enough to scan your booze, and he turns out to be 8 fucking teen. Excuse my French. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't check out your booze. I'm only 18." And I'm like, "Sir, I went to you because you had a beard, and I assumed that I could get out of here with my booze purchase. Now I have to wait for Broomhilda over here to, haul her ass over here to check out my booze. I done profiled you thinking you were old enough to check out my booze, and now I've gotta wait 5 more minutes. That's why you just go to the old lady. The beards will confuse you. Go to my daughter's high school. The men either look 12 or 45, and I'm like, "Is this an Al Borland convention? I need to see your driver's license right now because you look either 45 or 12. I'm done." Rant over a little bit, sort of. Yeah, no. Uncertainty surrounds Luke's legal counsel in Thailand. Rockwell has not made any public remarks on the situation. He is an English teacher on TikTok. Wonderful, but it's currently sent to private, probably because he's pro Well, yeah, I just look, y'all, it's annoying when you try to just go and you just wanna get booze and you don't wanna use the self-checkout because you still gotta wait for Broomhilda, so you think, "I am just going to this guy, he has got a beard, I would just like to get my vodka and go." And then his beard done lied to you, and he is only 19. Yes, dear oh dear, the self-snitching has been great, yes. Duh. Yeah, he's an English teacher on TikTok. I don't the duo initially I'm trying to figure out I am not on TikTok. I barely understand the Twitters or the X, but I guess he teaches English in Thailand maybe, and then he groomed this child. I I have no idea. But this moron apparently filmed his crime slash non-crime. The duo initially engaged in intercourse using protection, but once Luke produced documentation demonstrating he was healthy, they engaged in non-protected smexy time. Why are you interviewing? According to the mother, the child started having issues that made her believe that she had an STD. This man is gross. He deserves all the grossness. Um, it's all just gross, and I hope look, it seems like there is a long and disturbing history of foreign men going over there as teachers and, engaging in inappropriate acts with either male or female children, depending on their proclivities, and at 15 to 16, I still consider you children. So, yeah, grossness, all the grossness, I don't like you, go away. So, that's the grossest one, but now we get to make fun of Stephen King, who I also like to make fun of, so and I am using Brave. I am so proud of myself, gold star to me. I am a genius-ish. Look, it's the small thing. Yeah, the fact that he pretended that he got a clean bill of health and then ugh. Stephen King almost got a divorce because of Mambo Number 5. Oh, is she live right now? Well, I can always do a redux. Yeah, I love making fun of Stephen King. I'm sorry, he's an ass. Look, if I liked any of your books, it with the child, smexy time scene at the end was just enough to kill everything. You made me read 1,000, 100,000,000,000 pages for that, and I'm like, "How did that get through the editing stage?" Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sal. Look, I love the collective intelligence of the Internet. Horror novelist Stephen King has revealed that the iconic 1990s track Mambo Number 5 nearly caused him to get the divorce. The earworm of a song by Lou Bega was a global hit, reaching number 1 in multiple countries. It turns out it was also a firm favorite of the author, much to the annoyance of his wife Tabitha, who King said was close to divorcing him over it. Speaking to Rolling Stone magazine, King was asked about the rumors that he was a huge fan of the track. King explained, "Oh, yeah, big time. My wife threatened to divorce me. I played it a lot. I had the dance mix. I love those extended play things. I played both sides of it. That is grounds for effing divorce. Like, full stop, she gets everything. He ends up living in a cardboard box on the side of the road. I mean, basically, yes, I side with her on this. And one of them was just total instrumental. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. This woman gets everything plus the fillings in his mouth. If he has any gold fillings, this woman it was a catchy tune, but that's enough. That's enough. No, yeah, he really is. Again, I look, I'm just a person who babbles on the internet. I do have political opinions. If I wanted to create another channel where I espoused my political opinions, I can do that. And if people wanted to listen, that's fine. But, sir, that's what I don't get. If you're a writer, that's fine. And if I ask you your political opinions, I'll listen. But I didn't ask for any of his political opinions. So I don't understand why he feels free to give them. At the time of Mambo number 5, King, he remembered he was probably writing his critically acclaimed book, 11-12-63. The shining author explained he was listening to music as a big part of the writing process. He particularly gravitates towards techno and disco music. Oh, hell. I know. Now all I'm hearing is that song in my head. I'm going to have to bleach my brain out. He revealed, "But when I write, there are things I can listen to a lot. It's a lot of techno stuff or disco stuff." Tell me you might have a nose clam problem without telling me you might have a nose clam problem. There's this group called LCD Sound System, and I love that. Fatboy Slim is something else. I can just listen to that stuff. If you try to write and listen to Leonard Cohen, how the F do you do that? Because you'd have to listen to the words and you'd have to listen to what he's saying. But with some of the techno stuff or KC and the Sunshine Band, Gloria Gaynor, it's all good. Honestly, I'm with his wife. Uh, See, Baby Shark, you know what? His wife should have fought back. Baby Shark in Mandarin, Japanese, I think I heard it in German, French. And then if that doesn't work, um, all parents, we have been exposed to Coco Melon. If you are a parent around this time, Coco Melon will push you right to the edge of sanity. That, is something you could have written about Stephen King. Coco Melon will push you right to the edge of sanity, which is why parents buy earbuds and listen to other things on YouTube. That's how I got into true crime and the trials. I needed I needed a sanity safe space from Baby Shark. Off to another person I really don't like. This Friday is people I don't like and have turned out to be giant jackasses behind the scene. Good morning, T. Ree. Yeah, Stephen King, it's not like you don't have all the monies, just soundproof your room. Although Mr. Mo will do this, he finds songs that he likes and he'll play them on repeat to the point that I'm like, "If you don't get your earbuds in, I will divorce you." Yes, Baby Shark. Look, Coco Melon, whoever invented it should be stopped. It is a crime against humanity. We will have Nuremberg trials. The Hague must be started up. I don't know who did it, but we will find them. We will find them and it will be done because I can't. These these people must be stopped. E e Okay, you know what soured me on Stephen King, and I will tell you, I didn't read the book, I watched the movie, and Salbert and I, even though we're twins, this is the one thing we disagree on, it's The Mist. It's The Mist. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. Oh my god, that ending, what the actual F? That ending, it's like, "Hey, did you ever wanna feel happy again in your life? Hey, remember when you used to have hope?" and then it just ends, and you're like, "Well, I'm glad I invested an hour and a half. I can't get that back." The Mist, don't watch it if you are having I I will never recommend The Mist. The Mist is a terrible movie. Oh, well, at least that's good. Okay, well, I still don't wanna read it. Good Jesus. Salberto. I will yeah, that movie and the one woman, the self-righteous, weird religious woman is the one that lives. Just terror from what I remember, it's been years since I watched it. Maybe I shouldn't have watched it when I was pregnant also, because I was like, "Holy Jesus." Okay, and it turns out that guy with weird eyebrows who hangs out with not funny SNL people is probably a flaming butt munch. Let's continue. Chaos, comedy, and crying rooms. Oh, well, then that's good. I mean, justice in the end. I tried to find if there was any more to the story of the mistress and the kissing cop, and thus far there have been no new developments. So I am keeping an eye out because I have a feeling there is going to be a look, if I have to set it up or if, a local person will set it up, can we just get a no holds barred throw down WWE style match between wife and side chick going? Because 'Cause I'd pay to see that. Like, all proceeds go to wife. I mean, I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see that. I wanna see Sal. No one likes The Mist. No, not one person. Inside Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. You know what's sad is that, quite frankly, I could have a better night show, and I don't have 100 bajillion writers. These people are supposed to be funny, and I have tried to sit through the vacuum of hilarity that is the Force 5 or whatever the hell they're calling their, podcast, and they have more money than I have, and their setup looks more bootleg than mine is. It's terrible. These people are terrible. These late night comedy hosts are just awful. And they had 27 writers and they couldn't figure out a giant joke. They are the nexus where jokes go to die. They wouldn't know funny if it crawled into their brain. It's where funny, yeah, it's basically a graveyard for jokes. And don't get me started on the dancing syringes. That's got to go down in the history of what in the actual hell? 16 current and former staffers say Fallon's erratic behavior spoiled their dream of working on The Tonight Show. Yeah, Fallon always struck me as super creepy. I don't know, something about his eyebrows. I'm being very subtle. I am a subtle person. Yeah, they're just it's the same one note jokes. They're not funny. Bring George Carlin back. Can we reanimate George Carlin and Richard Pryor? Asking for a friend. Well, Sal, to each their own. I'm glad you have it on repeat and you play it when you're sad. Well, I just wanted to see if they were even remotely funny on their own because I figured maybe they had to be a little bit more restrained on television or something like that. Maybe they just couldn't be organically funny, because they had certain constraints. But no, they just couldn't be organically funny. Yeah. It's just well, that yeah, I have a hat that actually, says, "I'm not funny, I'm just mean, and people think I'm joking." I love George Carlin. Yes. All right, let's see. It was a particularly tense day on the set of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. The host, known for his warm, congenial presence on screen, was acting especially dismissive and irritable during production meetings. A former longtime employee tells Rolling Stone. Then he stumbled through rehearsal in front of a studio audience who typically sit in on rehearsals for the late night show. Employees who spoke to Rolling Stone about their experience working on The Tonight Show say it's common knowledge behind the scene that there are good Jimmy days where Fallon's wit and charm and creativity are in full display, and bad Jimmy days. This is- That's hilarious. Okay, that's unintentional. The jokes write themselves. Come on now, bad Jimmy days? That's hilarious. This was a bad Jimmy day, according to the employee. They said that Fallon seemed to be confused during a rehearsal that day in 2017 when he crossed out jokes on a piece of paper that he was holding, riffed with the audience for a bit, then quizzically looked back down at the same sheet of paper. He couldn't seem to remember what he just crossed it out himself, the employee said. I was like, "Oh my god, he seems drunk." Um, yeah. It almost sounds like, maybe he has I have no idea when Jimmy Fallon was born. Of course, I will always have look, my SNL was oh gosh, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, David Spade, those guys were funny. This new SNL people with, like, Jimmy Fallon, I'm like, "You're not funny." Y Yeah, when Greg Gutfeld beats you, I feel like we've lost comedy. He doesn't know what he's doing. This could be awful. This could be the end of the show right here. Another staffer says they too witnessed the incident from a live studio feed inside their office. Yes. Who didn't love Chris Farley's lunch lady and possibly the best thing ever? Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze in the Chippendales thing. My favorite skit in the entire world. If you're ever having a bad day, that is my go-to skit. Well, I mean, he's getting older and yeah, it's live cable. What are you gonna do? According to 2 current and 14 former employees, the Today Show has been a toxic workplace for year, far outside of the boundaries of what is considered normal in the high-pressure world of late-night TV. They say the ugly environment behind the scenes starts at the top with Fallon's erratic behavior and has trickled down to ever-changing leadership teams, 9 showrunners in the past 9 years, who seemingly don't know how to say no to Jimmy. That's hilarious. Look, look, Jimmy runs the show. As per usual, it's the patriarchy and Peens just run everything. Yeah, I mean, look, he's not as I've said before, if you are truly sort of like George Carlin kinda type, Jim Belushi. You've seen a lot of these Chris Farley. A lot of really good stand-up comedians are really, quite honestly, introverts. You're very observant, you tend to be able to see things in kind of an offbeat, quirky way, but in order to get out on stage, you kind of have to psych yourself up or take substances to get up there and be honest as character. It's something that Robin Williams, who, while being an alleged joke stealer, would talk about, saying, "I'm fairly introverted, but in order to get out on stage and act kind of, cray, I would have to, you know, hype myself up on certain nose candies or other things." So, it does not shock me if he would have to sort of enhance himself with things. to get on stage, but you should generally get used to it, I would think. I don't know. Former employees described The Tonight Show as a tense and pretty glum atmosphere, with some alleging they were belittled and intimidated by their bosses, including Fallon himself. Or is some of this millennial workers? Like, they told me that I had to actually work, and I was very sad. Because, look, I have told my daughters and my kids, "You start out at the bottom. Look, you start out at the bottom, you do poo jobs." And good morning, Rabbit, good morning, Iris, and anyone else who came in as I was talking, as I was babbling. But it part of me wonders if this is a function of employees coming in and being told in college, like, "Hey, you're gonna get this great job," not realizing that you're going to have to take the crap jobs. You are not gonna start out as a CEO, and I don't think colleges are quite preparing these kids to go in and like, "Hey, you're gonna be an intern. You're gonna be someone's, go get coffee. You are going to have to learn to be humble and learn, from the bottom up. You are going to have to take the crap jobs first." I tell my daughters this, I tell my sons this, "You are going to have to, I hate when I do that. Just a reminder, uh, change to all chat instead of top chat because freaking YouTube is a pain in the butt. But I do wonder if, like, it's a glum day, if maybe, again, these employees are being told, "Hey, you have to work hard. This is a high pressure environment. You can't slack off. You can't have, Muffin Monday, and you can't bring your dog to work as an emotional therapy support dog." You know, th so, yeah. I mean, it could be 2 things can be possible at the same time. He could be a total dick, and they could also have weird skewed expectations of, like, a cry room and all the things. So oh, cool. I want I want a freeze dryer, but I'm gonna be very honest that I wouldn't use it for good. I would just freeze dry all the candies. So, Mr. Mo was not willing to listen to my pitch to freeze dry candies and Little Debbie's, so and he's probably right. I don't need to do that. With some alleging they were belittled and intimidated by their bosses, including Fallon himself. Employees described being afraid of Fallon's outbursts and unexpected inconsistent behavior. Many of these staffers voiced their concerns through HR complaints, but problems at the Today Show persisted. 7 former employees say their mental health was impacted by alleged experiences working at the Today Show. These staffers say it was commonplace to hear people joking about wanting to delete themselves and that they would refer to guest dressing rooms in the office as cry rooms because they would let out their emotions when they were upset with their alleged mistreatment. Okay, all right. Well, now I'm beginning to think that this is look, Sally, when I say I want my report done today, that means today and you don't get an extension. Like, y I'm pretty yeah, that's that's probably they're probably being told like, "Hey, I know that's kind of the pitch, but apparently, buying a freeze dryer that, costs more than our first cars. I still love you, Honky Crackerton. My first car was a Chrysler New Yorker with a, velvet blue or I think it was velour blue, uh, seats and interior. True pimp mobile, if you will. I think it was, like, 37 feet long, uh, talking interior, and a real ashtray for each seat because, yeah, it this sounds like a lot of microaggression BS. It sounds like, "Hey, we have a deadline. I need you to produce things." And, "Well, but I had a bad day and I got, I my mental health," which is important, but, you still have to do stuff. And it sounds like they were being required to do stuff, and they were like, "Oh my god, my mistreatment." But I shall continue because maybe there's an actual point. Former staffers who spoke to Rolling Stone requested anonymity out of fear of retaliation. They worked in a range of positions on the from from production crew members to office staffers to the show's writer's room. Many of the former staffers say they left the show because of their mental health. Some say they were fired from the Today Show. It's a bummer because it was my dream job, one former employee said. Writing for the late night is a lot of people's dream job, and they're coming into this and it becomes a nightmare very quickly. It's sad it's like that, especially knowing that it doesn't have to be that way. Rolling Stone contacted more than 50 Tonight Show employees, past and present, during the reporting for this story. After reaching out for representatives or two representatives for Fallon and NBC, Rolling Stone reached out to an additional 30 current and former staffers. While many of them praised Fallon's immense talent and comedic gifts, not a single one agreed to speak on the record or had positive things to say about working on The Tonight Show. Yeah, the thing is mental health has turned it into a catch-all phrase that can mean actual depression to, you yelled at not even yelled at me, but you told me I spelled something wrong, and you hurt my feelings in an even slight way. Or you didn't give me a gold star because I did something that's actually just, boilerplate part of my job. I'm sorry. You do not get gold star. It's like when I joke when I say, "Hey, I downloaded Brave by myself." Gold star to me. It's a boilerplate part of something that I should do for, making my stream better. This is something I consider my job. It's kind of boilerplate standard. I don't expect you guys to, clap me on the back or something. It would be like if my for the love of all that is holy, if you are a millennial or a young person and you're watching this and you've somehow stumbled on here while you're looking for Roblox. I don't know how this happened. Welcome. Um, when you do something that's just part of your job is not going to give you a gold star. They're just going to assume that you know that you're supposed to do that. Okay. So, sweeties, just continue to do that. And if you work hard enough, your boss and your work is going to realize you're doing a good job and they'll give you more work to do. And then that's called a promotion. But you don't get a gold star every day. For F's sake, swear to goodness. We are raising a bunch of kidults. Send your children to trade school. Send your children to trade school, teach your girls to weld. Cannot deal with this crap enough. I'm gonna send some college students out with a damn chore chart. Like, I did all my work today. I got a gold star, mommy. Well, that's good, honey. Go to the basement. I'll make you dinner. Dear Lord, for the love of all that is holy. And that's the thing. There are people that suffer from real mental health issues. You having a bad day is not a mental health issue. Look, look, mental health is a real thing, but for the love of all that is holy, y'all, yeah, jobs are not meant to be fun all the time. I don't know who done told y'all this. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't That's kind of what I've told my girls too. It's, you're there to work, you're going to get the crud jobs at first. You have to prove yourself doing the crud jobs correctly. Everyone has to start with the crud jobs. It just is what it is. Everyone starts at the bottom, and sometimes things aren't fair. Sometimes people get promoted who are absolute jackasses, and it just happens, and you watch it and you seethe silently inside, and but most of the time, if you produce good work, you get noticed and you get promoted. That's just how it works most of the time. Let's re let's go on. Representatives for Fallon would not comment on the record of this story. After the report was published, however, Fallon apologized to staffers in an all-hands Zoom call. "It's embarrassing and I feel so bad," Fallon said, according to 2 people who were on the call. "I'm sorry I embarrassed you and your family and your fr." Don't ever apologize, dude. Never apologize. Yes, never seriously. It's yes. Never apologize. In a statement, a spokesperson for NBC defended the program, but notably did not mention Fallon himself. "We are incredibly proud of The Tonight Show. I believe all 5 people that watch it are very proud of it. Providing a respectful working environment is top priority," the spokesperson said. "As in any workplace, we have employee raised issues. Those have been investigated and action has been taken where appropriate. As always, as is always the case, we encourage employees who feel they are experiencing or observe behavior inconsistent with our policies to report their concerns so that we may address them accordingly." Right, whatever. Oh god. Yeah, a lot of this is just my mental health, and I don't look, he's a he's a creative. He's a creative, and it seems like he's dealing with substance abuse, but the fact is that a lot of these people need to just grow up, and I'm getting bored of this story, and we have what do we have? Best for last, I share with you oh, for heaven's sake, this is brave, you're not supposed to be here. I have saved the best for last since it is Friday, and you know I love you all so very much. It is, well, the pole dancing granny. Now, this woman claims she's 50 years old. I call shenanigans, but apparently I have a goal now. M Instead of mornings with Mo, it'll be Mo on the pole. My mom will be so proud. Oh, well, downtown Martinsville, I'm sure Indiana will be so proud with me. I can pole dance on a real light pole. I won't get arrested at all. Never arrested ever. Just me. Just me dancing on a pole in the middle of Martinsville, Indiana, just all the time. There we go. Y'all have seen it's gonna be my new workout routine. I just need to find somewhere in Central Indiana that does, pole dancing for someone with a gimpy leg. You know, I you may you joke, but I'm probably sure they do. This gran is taking a stand upside down. Kelly Burnett, 53, is a pole dancing grandmother from England who said her life began once the exercise became a part of her routine. And not only is she in the best shape of her life, but she says she's able to make a living teaching others the art of dance. I know. I want every woman in the neighborhood to hate me, not just some of them. New goal, life goal unlocked. Quote, "It was so late in life, but it was the first time I ever felt good inside and out." No phrasing. Burnett explained to the Cater's news agency, "I felt like fate really put this in my path, or the pole. I don't know that." Okay. "Not only to recover my body, but to get rid of the negativity that comes with it," she added. From a young age, Burnett battled an eating disorder, reporting that her dream of becoming a dancer was crushed after being told she was too fat while she was at stage school. Let me see if I can find where in England. I I don't know. It did not say where in England. Totally, maybe you can identify the pole? Mm. I'm sorry. Oh, well, I'm just Burnett claimed she was instructed to just eat cabbage and drink water. Yes, I yes, I'm trying to not mature past anything. I know we've gotta that's it. Mr. Mo asked what I wanna do with this main master bedroom. Stripper pole. I can only imagine what I'm going to tell the doctor when I break my other leg. What had happened was I was trying to do a spinning triple Lutz, and, I had gotten halfway through the routine, and then my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard came on, and I didn't quite land the dismount, but I have it videotaped. All that's gonna happen is I'm gonna end up in the ER with a video that, like, "This is what I was attempting, your honor." Just I tried to do it, but I was starving, so then I just started eating and eating, she told Craters. I was having to spend my day in a leotard, so I was so conscious of my weight. Everyone was always talking about me, and it really affected me. I didn't know how to keep the weight off other than eating disorders. So, since discovering gym and pole dancing, her life has changed for the better. Burnett began pole dancing when she was 47. Well, not looking up poles on Amazon, not gonna do it. She made a bucket list and pole dancing was on it, but at the time she feared she was too old. She decided to take the plunge and try one class and instantly became hooked. I was the only one or I was only going to do one class, but the class was so refreshing, non-judgmental, and there were all different body sizes, so I stayed. And I'm 53 now, at the strongest I've ever been, she recalled. Burnett says it's the hardest yet most addictive thing she's ever done, and she's started to enter pole dancing competitions. Oh my god. I wonder if there's competitive furry pole dancing just for interest. Look, I'm just saying, life goal, I might wanna MC one of those competitions. I've actually started to perform pole shows since then too, which if you told me I'd be doing those when I first started, I would have said, "No way," but this is a career for me now, and I get to travel the world to do it. A traveling pole dancing Mo. I'm just saying, this has a special ring to it, and then I'm going to go and do a special dance at the little elementary school so that elementary school teacher can have her way, and I'm actually doing a semi-shirted dance on the internets. Sorry, I was getting into my headcanon. And now this Gran has a chance to share her love of the pole. Who wrote that? How did this get past editing? This sentence should not have gotten past editing. The Gran has a chance to share her love of the pole with others, helping her students feel liberated. Oh, dang it. This is unfair. I have turned this into a business now. I teach classes for beginners. It's the best feeling in the world to help people feel empowered and be the best they can be. Oh my goodness. That's you know, you say that, but whenever I hear, my boys complain about, it being so hot, I hear Nelly and it's getting hot in here. So I'm like It's yeah, so, you know, it's hilarious, and they're like, "Well, it's really hot in here," and I'm like, "So take off all your clothes," and then I realized that this is really not appropriate, and they're like, "Mom, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "It used to could be a song, and there was also a thong song." It was a crazy and weird time, we had really low-rise short or pants, it was very it was a weird and tawdry time, and, uh, yeah, you just had to be there. It was interesting. The New York Post is a great place. I have tried to diversify my, uh, news sources, and that is what I have for you this morning. Between the Stephen King cookie cutter sharks, US teacher in Bangkok, and Jimmy Fallon being an absolute Fallon, and possibly millennial workers not understanding work, we have had a doozy. I am glad you shared a little bit of your Friday morning with me. I will be getting off of here and then possibly going to see about Sarah Boone. I have her 2 new letters, and then after that, I will be unboxing my new cursey word mugs, and then putting together the cat tree. I also have a new article I wanted to go over with you guys, from Jezebel. So already we're going to have issues there. But as a boy mom, I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts. So may not be one of my more popular posts, but I have some thoughts. And then I will continue to look for stories and different things to come up. And then we will continue. Oh, no, you are fine, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share if you would be so kind. Uh, I am I cannot remember where I am in the count, but I am very close to, or I'm past halfway to getting monetized. I think I'm closer to 500 than being or I'm past halfway to being 500. So that is awesome, and I would never have thought I would be there. So thank you guys so much. I will see you a little later. Bye, guys.